Live from America's heartland, this is the Daily Truth Report with your host, Noah Christopher.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Truth Report. And we are going to have a lot of fun today. I've got Bo Polny back with us, and we got a lot to talk about. Bo, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Noah. God bless. And yeah, what an exciting week it was. What an exciting past since the election. How completely exciting times since the election and the results we've gotten. So yes, lots to talk about. And boy, it was fun to watch Bitcoin move on the 11th.
Yeah, and so I think a lot of people saw it last time we had you on. We went live, and we're live right now. By the way, everybody, hello. We're on live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter X, and we're live on Rumble. So if you're watching, give us a shout out wherever you're from. Hit the like button. That helps push this out to more people, so they see that we're live right now, and you can jump on with us. So appreciate that. And then drop a comment where you're watching from. I always love to see what state people are from. And usually we see if we can get all 50 states represented. Last time, Bo, when you were on, we had 15. I checked the stats after we got off because it just seemed like a ton of people in here. We had 15,000 people live with us listening to your big announcement. And I'm going to play a couple clips from that because when you came on, you did it again, Bo. You made history live on our show. You did it for a couple years ago when the market was at the bottom for Bitcoin. You said, hey, my time cycles are indicating this is the bottom. And that video has gone on to become kind of famous. And then you called me up on November 7th and you said, hey, can I come on your show? I want to make a big announcement about Bitcoin. We went live on November 8th. I'm going to play you a couple of those clips. And you said, watch out. There's a huge spike coming for Bitcoin. It's going to hit next week. And it did. Let me...
Well, and also just precisely to the cool thing was it was also a price that was expected to happen, a spike, but also a date that we threw out, and it both happened. So that's the fun part of it, So that was all
it was incredible. I'll play those clips in just a moment, but first we can open this up here. This is not only did you call it live on our show on November 8th, but I think, Bo, this is a snapshot of your newsletter, your Gold 2020 newsletter. And
so anybody can go to our, to our Bitcoin index. Anybody can go subscribe, or if you're a member, just go to the, I just literally just pulled this out of the reports because we're all in there. All the years and years back reports are all in there. So you can go to August 29th and continue. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's the date up here. This is you publish these every couple of days, maybe once or twice a week. So this is the one from August 29th of 2024. And you're just showing this to everyone. And I get these when you release them and I love reading them. I remember reading this one. You said, watch for a sudden spike vertical of Bitcoin into 100,000 beginning in September or it begins in September and it's expected to hit in November. And we're live right now. It is Friday, November 22nd. And I told you we better hurry up and hit the live button because if we don't get on there, Bitcoin's going to go over 100,000 without us. And it's at 99,600 right now. So Bo,
it's incredible how this plays. It's very fun to watch. But those who follow cryptocurrencies, you can go to Bitcoin chart and like that line right there. It says beginning in September, and that actually is a fact because it was September 9th that Bitcoin bottom made like a final low. I should pull it up and check. But on September 9th, it made a final low. It turned on September 9th upwards. And from September 9th onwards, it's been an upcycle. And the only last part of it was we're supposed to have 100,000 in the month of November. And, so whatever the price is right now, if it's at 99 plus, I'd say that's pretty much, you don't get much closer than that. And again, the cycle still says, but there's a huge probability we're going to blow through 100,000 really soon here. So.
Yeah, maybe while we're live here. So this is fun. We can kind of have a watch party and a $100,000 Bitcoin party all together. So super cool. I've noticed Bitcoin tends to do that on Fridays and over the weekends. It tends to go up a little bit more in those times. So everything is just perfect. Well, Bo, let me show the clip from when you were on last time because I think this is just truly incredible. So this was your report August 29th. But then what I want to show people is. Here we go. Let me pull this up.
Actually, while you're doing that, I'm looking here. It was September 6th. Actually, I'm sorry. That was my mistake. Pull this up again. So just going to be right here. So yes, let me just double check the date. So this was September 6th. When I was writing that report in August, the Bitcoin was like 60,000. September 6th, when she was supposed to begin, it made a final little pullback to 53,000. And basically the report was saying that in November, it'll be 100,000. So basically Bitcoin was expected to double between and into November. And, that was a crazy, come on, that's yeah, but we're watching it happen right in front of us right now. So
yeah, we are. And I
gotta say, God showed me how to do these things. So as fun as it is to watch, God uses me to show people, what's coming, and more importantly, so that you can be prepared and not be concerned about the markets. Just because there are patterns of the markets and you can predict them.
That is very cool. Well, here's I've just pulled up a chart of Bitcoin as of right now, and I thought I'd go. Might be a little hard to see on your screens, but here is Friday, November 8th. That's the last time Bo was on with us. We're going to relive that clip here in just a minute. But so here it is. Bitcoin is at 75,000. Here is Monday, and then it just goes. It's just incredible. So there's the visual of what happened. And that, when Bo calls you up and says, hey, I got to come on your show and make a big announcement. Let me tell you, he's not joking around. I'm glad we did that. It was perfect timing, of course. So now let's just watch this. We'll just watch a couple seconds of it. But here is when you were on last time, Bo. This is November 8th.
On your end. Thank you. God bless you.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. We work hard at it, and really appreciate hearing that. Well, yeah, I just posted here because people are saying, is this truly live? Today's November 8th, 2024, and it's about 1 p.m. Central Time. So we are definitely live here. We'll take your questions as we get going. We're live on YouTube. All right, that's the first one. Now, I just want to show you the date on that. And then now watch this one. We're going to have the Bitcoin price in here, and then Bo's going to tell you what's coming. This is from the last time he was on, November 8th, right before everything went crazy.
When it takes out 70,000, it's going to go through 70,000.
Oh, I got to share this tab. Hang on. There we go. Sit here today, and they look like they are just absolutely on a launching pad for a rocket ship, if you ask me.
That's right. And so what do we say? Go back to our podcast. When it takes out 70,000, it's going to go through 70,000 like a hot knife through butter. Mm-hmm. It went through it. It bounced off of it, and this was all in our reports. We've been watching Bitcoin for months now, literally play by play. We write reports. They're fun to read because we've been writing the reports, eventually for the past couple of weeks now, or months already, but past couple of weeks have been like play by play. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Every piece of the puzzles played out perfectly, right down to the breaking through 70,000, coming on the 28th of October, coming back on the 4th, touching 70,000, and then reversing right off of that to the exact day like we said it would. And then it was going to shoot vertical, and it went straight vertical on the exact day it was supposed to. And now is the next part. This is the part that I wanted to talk about. Because
so what's next?
So as exciting as it was to witness the $5,000 move, all that $5,000 move into 75 to 77,000 where it is right now, this is called a confirmed breakout, but we haven't had the event. Cycle indicates, I'm going to give it, this is a freebie because I want the world to know. I'm going to say early next week. We could even throw the date 1-1-1-1 on it. So Monday, the 11th. Does it happen the 12th? That's great too. But next week, most likely the date would be the 11th, Monday, but whatever. Could be Tuesday, Wednesday. Doesn't matter. But next week, with a high probability of Monday, the 11th, we are expected to see a God spike on Bitcoin, which means that it will probably, my best guess is 20,000 single day.
Whoa.
So 15,000, but we're going to see a move like we've never seen before.
There we go. Going to see a move that like we've never seen before, and that was right here, and then boom, there it goes. So really incredible, Bo. So
there's your hot knife through butter, right?
Yeah, no kidding. So. Well, anyway, so I had to have you back on just to have a little fun, but then also, everybody wants to know, all right, well, what's happening next? And in the world of crypto, in the world of gold and silver, in the world of politics. So maybe what I'll do is I'll get your slides back on here and turn it over to you.
Actually, the page 2 on the slides is actually a beautiful synopsis of what's coming. It's called the Golden Age, which you're looking at right there. So as much as the big announcement of the cryptocurrency move, the Golden Age is an age of finance that moves away from the Babylonian debt enslavement system. So in other words, the world financial system that we grew up with, know to be what we are accustomed to, completely loses its value, is destroyed, dethroned, and a new financial system is born. But the new financial system that is born, it's a new system, not just a financial system, it's a kingdom economy. It's a godly kingdom. It's a new era. It's actually the best word I could use. It's the kingdom of David. This is the biblical age that was written about thousands of years, and we're stepping into a new era in time, which specifically, if you look back at the birth of Jesus, before Jesus came onto the earth, someone was born before Jesus, and it was John the Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was John the Baptist's role? To proclaim and let the world know who Jesus is. So in other words, he was preparing the way for the Lord. And so the new system that's coming, the new financial system, the Holy Spirit's going to come upon the world. We're going to have vindication, but we're going to have blessings upon blessings upon blessings, financial blessings with the Holy Spirit. We're going to have miraculous healings. We talked about this before, signs, miracles, and wonders. All of this is a part of the Golden Age. When you read scriptures, Haggai 2 verse 9, the latter temple will be greater than the former temple.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is this latter temple, the first temple was creating signs, miracles, and wonders. This was Jesus ascends to heaven, the Holy Spirit comes upon the earth, and the first latter temple, the former temple, were the apostles, and they were healing people, bringing people back from life, restoring vision. And we're stepping into that, but greater. And all of that comes with the Golden Age. The Golden Age is an age of more than enough. You want an example of that? When the first miracle, Christ turns water to wine. That was the miracle, but because God was involved, at the end of the wedding, there was still more than enough wine. Could have had us at another wedding. When Christ fed the 5,000, everybody was fed, and yet there was more than enough left over. See, that's what's coming. But we haven't seen we've seen the birth of it yet, but not the full manifestation. The birth of the kingdom, we'll talk about this, happens specifically on November 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to go back to your charts, look at what Bitcoin did. Also look at what XRP did, and these coins. Look what they did beginning the 6th of November. That date, the 5th into the 6th, and I'll show you the biblical calculation on it. But that date, November 6th, marks the birth of the kingdom of David. So when you look at the charts, you'll see you can actually see it there, but you can better see it if you look at XRP, because XRP shows it very clearly, and many of the other coins, if you want to pull those up. But
wait a minute, did you just say XRP, Bo? Wait a minute.
I did, yeah. It shows it very well. Yep.
All right,
it shows it
all
beautifully.
right.
So I'll give you kudos on that one.
All right, I love it.
So XRP was at the 50-cent range. It would bounce around that 50-cent range for months and years already, and then you'll notice what it did. Specifically, you got to go to the monthly chart there, though. Go to the month, go to the 1M. Yeah, there it is right there. And you'll look at, see what it did. You can keep going there, and then you'll keep going. And then right as you get to there's a first, you go back one day, and there it is right there. There's the jump up right there. There's a first move up, and ever since then it's been moving sideways. If you go to the 5-day calendar, I probably won't show on the 5-day, But but it was specifically, if I can pull it up on my charts, and I don't know if you can do a share screen, but you'll see that on that day, regardless, on that day, people can go verify, but you'll notice that these coins began to jump vertical on the 6th. So why that's important, and we can pull the slides up here. If we go back to our slide deck on page 4, what we have, and we've talked about this in the prior podcast, this was the Star of Jacob. The Star of Jacob manifested and appeared in our heavens on Friday, September 27th. And repeat that. It appeared in our heavens Friday, September 27th. Now, interesting, I'm going to have you jump over all the way to page 21.
Okay.
And on page 21, you and I covered this. I think everybody on the YouTube was covering this event back in April, right? And what did you and I say? We talked about this on your show a few days or a week or whatever it was before this eclipse. And I said, this eclipse, people can go back and listen to the audio. This eclipse is biblical, but yet we're not going to see any wow event on the 8th of April, because the 8th of April is a starting point to count. So this is a sign that's written in Luke. It says there should be signs of the sun and the moon and the stars. So when you see an eclipse like this, you start counting. So let's count. A biblical month is 30 days. That's a biblical month. Roman calendars, some are 28, some are 29, some are 31. So they're also the dates are messed up. But on God's clock, 30 days is a month, which is a month. If you do 7 months of that, 7 times 30 is 21, or 210 days. 210 days from April 8th is the exact day of the election. It is the 5th of November. And that was covered in the podcast that we did. So and then I want to make reference furthermore, on April 8th, it went over 7 cities called Nineveh.
Yes, it did.
Where do you see Nineveh in the Bible? You can see right there is Jonah 3:4, bottom left in the red box there. Jonah 3:4. See that?
Yep.
What does it say? 40 days more and Nineveh will be overthrown. Write the word down or memorize that word, overthrown. So Nineveh, if you call that, you want to replace the word of Nineveh with Mystery Babylon, the worldwide control system, will be overthrown. So if we make reference to the word overthrown and the number 40, if you want to jump over to page 5, actually page 6, go to page 6. So September 27th was the Star of Jacob. Add 40 days, guess what you got? November 6th, 40 days and 40 nights. The 40th night, November 6th, Trump wins. And Nineveh, Mystery Babylon, is overthrown. The Jezebel spirit that's in the White House is overthrown.
And it really does feel, it just feels different right now. It's like we're in a different era ever since that time. People are happier. People are in better moods, at least from what I see.
Exactly. That's the point. So that was the shift. So this now marks the birth of the kingdom of David. Why do I say that? Because if you go to the slide above that, you have the Star of Bethlehem. Understand, people, these are not political times. Oh boy, it feels like it. No, this is all biblical. How many times have we said that on our podcast, right? Noah? So the Star of Bethlehem appears and a king is born. The Star of Jacob appears and a kingdom is born. Very important to understand. So, and then Jesus Christ brought in his kingdom. So now with the Star of Jacob, a king is born. Well, what does that mean, a king is born? Well, if we read Jeremiah 30, which is page 18, just trying to put all these pieces together. So a king is born on November 6th, 2024. We've read Jeremiah 30 about Jacob's trouble that references basically the Star of Jacob is in trouble. If you read number 9, it says, but they shall serve the Lord their God and David their king. A king is born. David their king. The king is born November 6th, 2024, who I will raise up, meaning God will raise up for them, for us. So God brings in a king who was born. This is the crazy part. If you want to scoot over to page 46, let's finish the whole story here on Trump. On page 46, the mathematics, please, those that want to, you cannot discredit page 46. This is crazy continuation of Jacob. So if you go to page 46, Trump's first day in office, he was 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old. From the day of his birth to his first day in office.
I remember that. Yeah.
70 years, 7 months, 7 days. That's the Trinity. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. 7 represents God. And since it's a triplicate, it's a Trinity. This is the wild one. Anybody can go look at what the number 8 represents. First off, put it on its side, and there's no beginning and no end. It's called infinity. Specifically, number 8 is a new beginning. So on January 20th, 2025, the world witnesses a new beginning for humanity.
Oh, I love that.
So this will be 777 plus 8. So it's the Trinity plus a new beginning on January 20th, 2025.
Wow.
And that's why you can go to page 1. And this will be the date that marks the rebirth of America.
Yes.
This will be the time point that will go down in history because it will delineate the death of Babylon and the rebirth of America. When I say the death of America, America, a corporation that has abandoned God. America has abandoned God, and therefore a new America must be and will be reborn, but this will be equivalent to what's called a baptism, the death to life. So we're stepping into a death to life moment. Mark my words. I will just say this. Don't be surprised that this we'll see military conflict right around this time point. Something's going to go down because they're going to do everything in their power to not let him come into office, but he's anointed and appointed. I just showed you the math. I showed you the math. The math is impossible. It is absolutely impossible for that math to have occurred, for him to be born on that date. And those math 777, 70 years, 7 months, 7 days, plus an 8. Impossible, impossible, impossible. So he will step in as president. No one's going to stop him because God's got his hand all over him. Okay. However, this will be a battle to the death. This is going to be wild how this goes down. So I would definitely expect chaos going all through the United States. I would probably see military involved as well too, to squelch all this. And the moment he comes in, all the chaos that's going on around the United States and you know the pandemonium going on and the chaos between all the rioting, everything else will come to a sudden end because I do believe that this time point Trump is going to bring in what's it called, martial law, and then it's going to bring that all to a head really quickly, and it's going to be the world will be short-lived, and that's actually prophecy. So there's going to be martial law declared in the United States because of the civil unrest that happens because of this event, because they're going to try to do everything to prevent it from happening. The moment he's inaugurated, it's game on, and the kingdom of David officially takes strength. And within 7 months of that, taking us into July, that'll lead us into the greatest 4th of July celebration in human history.
Okay, great. Well, you took the question right out of my mouth, because so many people, me included, are worried that they're going to do something to stop him from getting into office. But you're
absolutely
seeing,
fight to the death, fight to the death. But But again, who wins, right? You read the Bible, who wins, right? We know that evil always loses, and this will be a fight to the death. These people are the demons that control the White House. They're going to do everything in their power because of the horrible things that they have done. They cannot let him in, because if they let him in, all the truths come out of what they've done, right? And so they know that if he gets in, they're finished. So they might as well fight to the death.
Yep, that's right. Okay, well, there you go, everybody. That good news. As Bo sees it, with the math is screaming messages out there, and the cycles and the time.
You want some crazy math?
Sure.
So remember, go to page 9. Go through this real quick, but this is just new stuff I just got the other day. Literally, like I think Saturday or Sunday, the Lord revealed this to me when I was sleeping. So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. We did the math before. Remember the 1776 plus 248. So you go, just kind of scroll through the pages. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2. Go to the math real quick on that one. Just going to scroll up. Keep going. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, which means 248 years. You add 248 years to the Declaration of Independence, and you get 2024. Right? Remember we did that last time? Okay, so we did 248 years. Remember 248 years. Now, remember I said new beginning? What number is that?
8.
8. Okay, so those have a calculator. Take 248 years, multiply 248 years times 8. So 248 times 8. You know, since you're there,
1984.
Okay, go to page 8.
Okay.
This is the cool one. This is what God revealed to me. When you read 2 Peter, it says 1,000 days is but a 1,000 years. Or actually, is that wrong? If there's 1,000 days or 1,000 years is but a day. Yeah, 1,000 years is but a day to God, right? So that's in 2 Peter. So this is the math on this stuff. So from creation to Jesus, it's 2 cycles of 1984. Remember the movie 1984?
Oh, of course.
Why did they pick that number? This is crazy. So 3 cycles, a trinity of it, takes you from creation to the Star of Jacob, or to the end of 2024, the end of the United States and the fall of Babylon. So 3 cycles of 1984. Plus, remember, when Israel was freed from Pharaoh, they went across the Red Sea, and then they wandered the wilderness for 40 years. So you have to add 40 years to that. So 1984 plus 1984 plus 40 years is the birth of Jesus, the Star of Bethlehem.
Wow.
1984 plus 40 years, 2024. 3 cycles, the Trinity. This is divine math. 1984, the Trinity plus 40 on the one side and 40 again on the other side. You get perfect math from creation to the end of 2024. And the birth of the kingdom of David starts January 20th, 2025. A 6,000-year calculation made so simple. Because why? God revealed it.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and boy, 1984. I mean, that just.
Well, what is the movie? The book is it depicts a society controlled by a totalitarian government that uses advanced technology. Sounds familiar, to monitor and control its citizens. The government's thought police constantly monitor people's thoughts, and anyone caught thinking subversive thoughts is punished. Now, remember, this is what their plan was, to bring in so this is what the numbers they used, because they were planning in the year 2024, right now, as it ends, as 2025 begins, their plan was and is to bring on the Great Reset.
Well, Hillary Clinton was never supposed to lose, so
that's right. So you nailed it. Nailed it. God intervened. Please continue.
No, well, she would have been wrapping up the end of her second term right then, and she would have thoroughly completed the destruction of America.
See, this was their plan. Their plan was to bring the destruction of America by the year 2024. That's why, and they threw you off with the year 2012. That was a lie. It was 2024. The movie 2012, or in the year 2000, which lies. But their plan was 2024, based on the math, based on the movie 1984. They were going to bring in their totalitarian government starting January 2025, and then God stepped in. Hillary lost. And again, they were going to bring it in now with the Jezebel, with Kamala. And they just lost again. and now the kingdom of David. So this is now 2025 is very interesting because this is the great, when we go on the tour with Clay Clark, there was those reawaken versus the great reset.
Right.
All of that was ahead for January 2025. Because in 2025, they're going to try to bring in, this is going to get very ugly. They're going to bring in war, a threat of nuclear war. We're going to have the threat of World War III, because this ain't over, people. This is going to be a fight to the death. So this is going to come to the Red Sea. The Red Sea is a time point where Pharaoh brings everything he's got to kill Israel. So this is them trying to bring on 1984, the totalitarian government. So they want to bring in their agenda, the Great Reset. But they've got a huge problem, so they're going to try to stop Trump from getting in there because they want to bring in the Great Reset. The moment Trump is inaugurated, then they have the Great Awakening. And so how wild is this math? How crazy is this? Because of Trump, he stepped in and destroyed their calculations for the 1984 plus 40 years, 2024, the end of which, therefore, so their plan again for January is the Great Reset. God's plan with his David is the Great Awakening. So this is, and we're stepping into the greatest battle in history, but there is no battle because at the Red Sea, there was no battle. It was nothing but a mousetrap. Pharaoh walked into the mousetrap. The mousetrap was the Red Sea. Okay. The present day pharaohs are about to walk into the greatest mousetrap in human history this time. And they're literally walking in. But they think they're going to win. See, this is Pharaoh thought he goes, what can Israel do? They're pinned up against the Red Sea. They're finished. All of a sudden, God showed up. So the best, but my new thing is the best word in the entire Bible. My favorite word in the whole Bible is the word suddenly. Suddenly, God showed up, and when God shows up, it's over. And so they've got all these plans, you mesh references with Hillary. Then they try to bring another witch into the White House. The Kim Clement prophecy. They'll try to bring a witch into the White House, right? They tried it with Kamala, and none of that worked because each time Trump came in and he's the disruptor of their plans. And so, like in my book, I already say, Trump's got 2 terms. All the calculations are all in my book. And now, again, why did I feel so comfortable writing all that? Because I knew prophecy was going to fulfill itself, right? Doesn't matter what their plans are. It's what God's plans are. That's always what matters. What's God's plans? That's what I want to know. I don't care what they got. I don't care what the news is. I don't care what they're saying. I just want to hear what God's saying. I want to hear what the scriptures are saying. When you put the pieces together, that's always what ends up manifesting. So now I've shown you this calculation. So again, their plan was, so this was all the setup for January 2025. And so now we're about to step into the greatest battle, between good and evil, but there is no battle because it's over already. It's over. And they're just walking into the greatest trap in history, but it's going to be wild as we head into January. I promise, the moment he's inaugurated, it's good chaos. It's going to, and even up to then, it's going to probably get crazy. So again, we don't know exactly how all the events play out, but I looking at the cycles that God showed me, and I see chaos manifesting in the month of January, as great and as wild as things been so far. Oh no, it's only a warm up. So if these prices on cryptocurrencies are exciting, well, that's great. But soon silver is going to catch wind, and boy, when that thing goes, that's going to be fun to watch. So as those of you who have watched like XRP or Bitcoin jumping, understand that silver's got to play a game of catch up.
Yeah. Our guest today is Bo Polny, and we are truly live here November 22nd, unless you're watching a replay of this, but we're live on November 22nd at 2:27 in the afternoon Central Time. We've got a lot of people in here with us on all the various platforms. So if you have a question for Bo, go ahead and post it, and we'll try and get around to answering it here if we can. Bo, you just mentioned silver. I've got a lot of people
actually, and before silver. We can get to silver, if you can do one thing I want to show, because we talked about the chaos and the big time point we're heading into here, December into January, because remember, the calculations I'm showing you is the end of Babylon. This is the fall of Babylon. This has been around for hundreds of years. In this case, thousands of years. Daniel prophecy goes back 2,500 years in Babylon. And then it's Daniel 2, verse 34. And while you were watching, so we get to watch a stone carved out by no human hand. Jesus Christ intervenes. That stone carved out by no human hands comes and destroys, takes down Babylon. So right now, who's got the glory in all this? Trump won. Everyone's giving Trump the glory. Understand that. The problem that we've talked about is Trump having the glory. If he has the glory, he had the glory in 2017. And let me ask all the viewers, how did that work out for Trump when he had the glory?
Mm-hmm.
Russiagate, Chinagate, attack, impeach, right? Do you
That's
want
right.
Trump to have the glory, or do you want God to have the glory? Because if God has the glory, you're going to have a Red Sea miracle manifest. Because the moment God shows up, we step into a miracle. And that specifically on a page, and that'll be page 7. Page 7 is when the glory shifts from Trump to God. Because when God intervenes, it's a miracle. Something's going to happen that you cannot explain. That's what's about to happen. These unexplainable events, everyone's going to know that God intervened upon the world. And then Trump will be, because again, he lined up all the cards for him to be there. So after he strikes and moves upon the world, Trump will be there as the builder to rebuild the system.
Yeah.
That's what's coming. So he's going to be in office, positioned with no one to stop him. And that's where the difference of, if he's got the glory, it's an uphill battle. So it's like, not only is he steering the bike, he's got to be pedaling too. Okay. As an example of going uphill. Now, in a downhill situation, when God intervenes, he's got to steer the bike, but he doesn't have to pedal.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's called a downhill. That's with God behind you, God with you. When God is with you, you don't need to pedal. You're just steering and you're just doing what God tells you to do. But more importantly, he's going to be directing things, like he's going to got the steering wheel in his hands, but he won't need to pedal because it'll be all downhill. So the two distinct differences between the presidency was Trump had the glory on round 1, first presidency. Second presidency, God gets the glory. And Trump will be there to direct the steering of the United States. And the United States will be born again as the greatest nation on earth. And every nation, like after that Red Sea miracle, every nation feared not Moses, not Israel. Every nation feared the God of Moses and Israel. Let me repeat that. Every nation feared the God, Jesus Christ, God the Father and the Holy Spirit, feared the Trinity of Israel and Moses. This time around, every nation will fear the Trinity, fear Jesus Christ, his Father and the Holy Spirit. That starts January onwards. It's going to be wild. Calculations are screaming that the end of an era is here as 2024 ends and January begins. So last thing I want to show you is page 16, because this hasn't happened yet. This is about to happen. Remember, we mentioned the Star of Jacob. The Star of Jacob is a 3,500 year prophecy Balaam or Balaam, written in the time of Noah, written in the time of Moses. 1,000 years later, after the death of King David, this prophecy of Jacob, Jeremiah 30 was written. But this is what I want to point out to you. It also said that David will be raised up. Okay, well, that's happened. And the prophecy was by Kim Clement, in the fall, you will know who my David is. Okay, so that prophecy is now fulfilled. We know who David is, the kingdom of David, which I was referencing. And I want people to read number 5. We have heard a cry of panic and of terror. That hasn't happened yet. Expect that anytime between now December, as this November ends into December, and January, specifically at that time point, into or about around the 20th or somewhere in January, if not, it doesn't happen in December. But we're going to have a cries of panic and terror, because this is where evil's going to throw everything they got, like Pharaoh did, to not allow the kingdom of. But the battle's over. That's the beautiful part. The battle is already won. And God has laid out everything. It's just evil, so stupid. They're thoroughbreds with blinders on. All they can see is their objective is to kill. All they can see is kill, steal, destroy. Kill, steal, destroy. That's all they see. That's all they see. And then John 10:10, right? They see kill, steal, destroy. Kill, steal, destroy. That's all they know. And then Jesus Christ comes to give us life more abundantly. And that takes us into the great wealth transfer.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Okay. We'll talk about crypto in just a minute because we've got obviously a lot happening there, but I got a lot of comments from people about gold and silver. Bo, do you have a slide on that, or do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure, gold and silver, they're basically going to tie in with a fall of Babylon. So go back to the January, the cycle we're looking at there, right? We're looking at zero birth of Jesus, and then from that point on, we got the star of Balaam, the prophecy of Balaam. Probably the chart. The simplest chart to look at is a time chart. Is really what it is. It's the time chart. And go back to page 8, the 1984, right? 1984 cycle on page 8. It comes to an end as 2024 ends. In this cycle of 1984 plus the 40 years, silver and gold are not allowed to have value, substantial value, because this is the Babylonian system. Starting January begins, the kingdom of David begins to rise. So Noah, if the kingdom of David begins to rise in January, what do you think is going to happen to gold and silver?
Yeah, that'd be great. Get the suppression off of them.
You go.
Well, here you go. Here you go. TM Scott. There's your answer. Come on, Bo. When does silver go? Bo's saying he sees a big lifting in 2025.
Yeah, God revealed some stuff to me. I'm trying to keep a little bit private in my report, but I do want people to know that what I just said there was very accurate. Okay, I've always said too, gold and silver will never rise. I mean rise. I mean into true price discovery. You're never going to see it in a Babylonian system. It is until God intervenes. And when God intervenes, when the glory moves from Trump to God, in other words, not moves, when God just takes the glory, right? When God manifests, he literally takes the glory. All glory belongs to him. So he shows off that moment in time is when they lose control. And no matter what they do afterwards, they can never repair what God did. It's called an open heaven, right? So it's when God opens this door, no man can shut it. Opening the door to the kingdom of David. When God closes the door to Babylon, it doesn't matter what man wants to do. No man can ever open that door to Babylon again until in the future God has a plan for in the future where they will rise again. But we're stepping into a window of divine favor, and the calculations that we're looking at right here says Babylon ends in 2024 as it ends. So we're at a point of Thanksgiving yet, which is next week. So does something happen here into next week as we step into Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving? We're all going to find out. So we're all watching together, but all that matters are these massive, massive, massive multi-thousand-year calculations. This is not possible, but yet it's happening right in front of us. So these massive multi-thousand-year calculations are saying expect God's money, gold and silver, to explode. And the math is very simple. I don't need, you could do it again, but damages sevenfold. So a base of 20 on silver, where it's been for years, $20 times 7 is what? $140. So silver very soon, early next year, sometimes going to be easily $140 an ounce. And that's only damages. And then you got to go blessings 30, 60, 100-fold. So you can multiply $20 base times 30, which is 600, times 60, times 100. So these numbers are coming in starting 2025, but not, you're not going to have blessings until 2025. We might see a price explosion into year end, which is possible, but we're not going to have blessings, 30, 60, 100-fold until 2025 based on these calculations. So we're here, give or take a little bit of time. We're everything we've waited for after all these years, Noah, everything we've been waiting for, we're finally here. And the Babylonian system is about to crumble. God's positioned his David, who he will raise up. Well, that's already happened. He's won the election, and the last thing is the inauguration, and it's game on. And interesting enough, from the eclipse, the first day of the year was the day after, was April 9th. The eclipse was April 8th. April 9th was the first day of the Hebrew year. 40 weeks, childbirth, plus 6 days. Remember, on the 6th day, it was over. And the 7th day he rested. So 40 weeks plus 6 days is inauguration. The exact day. Mm. It's just like that. Oh, the other part is just like from my calculations had from the Revelation 12 sign in the heavens. It ended on Halloween. Mm-hmm. Those who watch my podcast from October, we had the calculation saying Halloween ends. The Revelation 12 sign calculation which goes back to 2070. So pay on page 27. So I'll show you this. Check this out. This is how cool this math, the math is. It's not possible, but it's happening. And so we've got the woman and the dragon prophecy. This is Revelation 12 from September 23rd, 2017. It's 2,595 days. It's 7 years. So 7 years precisely ended on October 31st, Halloween. 6 days later, Trump wins. 6 days later, Trump wins.
Yep, I remember that.
6 days. Now we do another 40 weeks, childbirth, plus 6 days is inauguration. How is this happening?
Yep. Well, that's I got a few questions coming in here, Bo. One person, and Bo deals more with cycles of time and not necessarily knowing what's going to happen on those days, but we hear so much about this 3 days of darkness or 10 days of darkness.
I would expect that in January.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of chaos, a lot of tough times to get through until that inauguration.
It could happen. Like it's basically that time point. So the time of darkness, and that's a great question, because the time of darkness would be like Lazarus dead in the tomb. Sadness. Going into that, he was sick, he died, everyone's freaking out. Another example, even better example, death of Jesus on the cross. Everyone fled, everyone freaked out. The 12 apostles freed. It was a woman that ended up staying on the cross, but he's dead on the cross. See, so the dead on the cross is the death. What do we say? Death to what, Noah? Death to life.
Oh, right. Sure.
Death to life, right? That's baptism. So Jesus dead in the tomb, dead on the cross, then dead in the tomb. That's the darkness. And then suddenly, back to the best word in the Bible, right? Then suddenly, God shows up. Jesus is resurrected on the third day, and you have a new beginning. Yeah,
and that really ties in, Bo, with what you were saying. We need to have that final event where it's very clear that the victory is not because of Trump. So, is he incapacitated in some way? Is he out of the picture? Is he just in hiding? 10 days, 3 days. For some reason, he's not the one that pulls this out, and we get the victory, and then all the glory for that goes to God, and that's how this all ties together.
Or does something happen right into the inauguration where he disappears,
right,
and the world goes dark right before the inauguration? All of a sudden on inauguration, because there's a prophecy the eagle has landed. So does he just? So how does it all play out? I don't know. Yeah. But all I know is the transition point is going to be very highly likely, based on the calculations, somewhere near the end of December, probably end of December. Most likely in the month of January will be the transition point. In those 3 days of darkness, we're going to see high probability in January. High probability. A lesser probability would be in December. So that's what I would say. But basically, there's a very high probability right around, probably maybe even right before the inauguration would be interesting, right? Right before, where this just goes chaos.
Yeah.
And then, but the 3 days of darkness is mandatory based on scriptures, because anytime there is a transition between one kingdom and another, right? You have this door closing. Like look at Noah's Ark, the door closed, reigned for 40 days and 40 nights. Jesus dead in the tomb. They rolled a rock in front of the tomb, right? Lazarus, they put rocks in front of his tomb for 4 days, right? So Daniel throwing the lions den, even though they had to close the door, he's in the lion dens for 24 hours. So there's got to be some kind of a door closing. And then when the door opens, when the rock is rolled away, when that event happens, then you're stepping into a new, completely different, what awesome results. But this is also, that's like the Red Sea would be on the other side. When it closed, right, there was no one chasing Israel anymore. So God opened the Red Sea, and then he closed the Red Sea, and then that was the mousetrap for Pharaoh. So we have a mousetrap like this manifesting, and God just sitting back watching them walk into it. See, God's already set the mousetrap. They're just walking into it. So God's not sitting there, I hope they do this, I hope they do that. No. He knows what they're going to do. So there's no hope. God's already, the mousetrap is set. They're just walking into it. That's what's happening. The mousetrap is set. They're just walking into it. That's how stupid these people are. Because why? The blinders they have on, right? Kill, steal, destroy. Kill, steal, destroy. So they're walking into it. And so the 3 days of darkness are going to delineate the time point between their fall, their demise, their end, and the birth of God's kingdom. It's already birth, but where it literally starts taking life. And then again, we still could head into. No, we got a very powerful time point at Passover yet. Okay, so remember, there's 10 plagues. So does this, because we still have a 7-month window into July 4th. So the question is, what happens starting January into July 4th, right? You got to ask that question too, because you got some feasts in there. You got Passover. Passover represents angel of death. We have not seen the angel of death, and that's been prophesied by like 5 prophets, maybe more. What's the angel of death? He shows up, passes over Goshen, the church, but he destroys. He kills the deaths, thousands of deaths in a single night. We haven't seen that yet. Where's that coming in the mix of this? Does that happen in April? Because Passover is in April this year. So, and then after that, you've got the Red Sea miracle, which is the final battle. That's the final battle. And there's still prophecies about Mayday, 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 and that would equate to May. And then by the time we step into June, 6 months, it's over. And then on the 7th day, 7th month, they rested. July.
Yeah. Well, Bo, as great as your Bitcoin big announcement prediction was last time you were on the show, I have a feeling that little bit that you just told us about January and what's coming, that may be even bigger. And we might be listening to that one back here in the future again and being amazed at how that comes out to play, because I think we're in for some wild times. And
right.
And
actually, I want to add, I'm sorry if I can interrupt 1 second too, because you want to talk about finance, right? You want to talk about the BRICS.
Yeah, let's talk about BRICS. Let's talk about crypto. We got a lot of questions about that. Where do I go? Is there a slide?
Because let's go to page 41, and 41 talks about the BRICS. This ties into finance. I know you want to talk about finance. I want to bring this in because what did they build the Tower of Babel with, Noah? BRICS.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Well, sure. They had to build it with something. It was stone, so it was definitely bricks. Okay. And so what a coincidence that the mnemonic here for the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa is BRICS.
Huh.
So again, and people are saying, well, and there's so many people, listen to a couple of podcasters yesterday talking this nonsense about, how the BRICS are going to be gold backed and how the BRICS are going to take down the dollar, be such a great thing. People, are you crazy? Do you understand that the BRICS, probably 80% of them don't know Jesus? Like the United States, it was the golden cup in the Lord's hand. Why? Because we took the Bible around the world. We were a covenant nation, a golden cup in the Lord's hand, who turned into a whore. that's what happened because they got drunk. They got drunk with the money, but we were initially a golden cup in the Lord's hands. The brick is the BRICS. Any way you look at it, there's no one in there that are a golden cup in the Lord's hands. The United States took the Bible around the world and worldwide protection. We were the military source of protection for the globe. That's why we were the golden cup in the Lord's hands. Babylon. But then the world became drunk with her and she turned into a whore. She sold herself for money. And there you go. So anyone who thinks that the rise of the BRICS is good for humanity, people, this is the Great Reset. Listen to me closely. The BRICS going live will collapse the dollar as the world reserve currency. Yes, that's a part of God's plan, because Kim Clement stated very clearly, brothers of Goliath, the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, stand in glee, we will cripple you, Goliath, the United States. So yes, the BRICS will cripple Goliath. That's prophecy. That's about to happen. But to then think, it's because the BRICS are gold backed and we got gold and silver, we're going to be a part of this new BRICS financial system. Are you crazy? There's no way that the BRICS nations are going to take the Bible around the world and give military protection to anybody in the world. Okay? So therefore, the prophecy, the BRICS will crumble like Babylon. The BRICS will crumble like Babylon, like the Tower of Babel. The BRICS will crumble like the Tower of Babel. Mark my words. Russia will backstab China. Then we shall see the glory of God. Furthermore, because Trump will then bring in a gold-backed currency. And the United States dollar, which no one even sees this coming, the bricks will crumble, and then Trump in his presidency will bring in a gold-backed, not Federal Reserve, no, that's the Fed. He's going to bring a gold-backed currency back. He's going to redo and undo. He's going to go back and fix what Nixon did 50 years ago and Kissinger, and bring back a money system for the United States that's backed by gold. And this is the cool part. Trump in office with a gold-backed monetary instrument with the strongest military in the world. And we once again are born again as the golden cup in the Lord's hands during end times, that all nations will not fear Trump. Oh, no. They're going to fear, or the United States. They're going to fear the God of the United States and Trump. They will fear Jesus Christ, God the Father, and the Holy Spirit. They will fear the Trinity, and they will know that there is a God. So this is what's coming. The United States is about to rise as the world superpower because God's got a plan. It doesn't matter what their plan is. God's got a plan, and it's the best plan ever. And these people are walking into the greatest snare and the greatest mousetrap in human history. So, and when this wealth transfer happens, because what is that wealth transfer? The wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. So they might have plans for XRP. They may have plans for Bitcoin. All of this was created to basically move the money so they could control humanity. But God, when he flips the financial scales, he uses all of their plans against them. And this is what is written in Galatians: for what a man soweth, thus shall he reap. So they're going to reap, they're trying to reap evil on us. So they're planting evil seeds for us to eat. But God's going to, the seeds that they've planted, they're going to have it put upon their own heads. And this is going to be complete and utter destruction that they're stepping into. So God's got a greater plan. I'm going to repeat that. God's got the greater plan. Actually, he's got the greatest plan. And he's had it for thousands of years. These people are walking in the greatest trap in history. We're beginning to see the birth of the kingdom of David. If you look at what XRP, Bitcoin have done, literally the day of the election results, they've all jumped. Virtually all the good coins have jumped since then. Okay. All the coins are jumping, getting ready to explode. So the prices you've seen right now are nothing compared to what's coming. So as great as, I know you want to talk about XRP. XRP, I think it's like $1.50 right now from what I had seen. When it was at the election, it was 50 cents. It's up 150%.
That's right.
Since then. Okay. And what did we say? In my reports, I'll give this away. In the reports, so you can confirm this, we have for months now, we've written that there's 2 trigger points for XRP. The first was 60 cents. It had to take out 60 cents and close above it. When it did that, the next immediate target was $1. When it took out $1, it's game on. Basically, there's little to no resistance. So it just took out $1. So the next and the final resistance, I'll give it to you guys.
Okay, here we go.
$2.80.
Okay.
Takes out $2.80, say $3. Oh boy. Fasten your seatbelts. So there's one more slight resistance point, and then it'll be like a hot knife through butter.
Ooh, so you're not saying $2.80 is the goal. That's just when things start to get exciting.
That's equal to 70,000 on Bitcoin.
Oh boy. Yeah, I love that. Wow.
Okay, so when I said hot knife through butter, Bitcoin 70,000, and look what it did. It went from 100,000, 99,400 as we're speaking, whatever it is. And so that part was fulfilled. $2.80, say 300, say $3 max is the trigger point for XRP.
All right. I love hearing that. And, we have to be a little bit respectful to the people that sign up for Bo's newsletter and pay for it. He gives away so much here for free, comes on and does these shows with us and puts the slides together. You can download them for free. Link will be below the video, and gives us a lot of value here. just on live on the show. But as someone who does get the newsletter and reads it every time Bo puts something out, there's a lot more detail in there about XRP, about those bigger targets, what those numbers are, when they might happen, and all the other coins that you see on the screen. So if you want to get that, the link will be below the video, or I've also got it on the screen there, gold2020forecast.com. And then you go there, and if you're watching this, Bo's going to give you 50% off. If you want to sign up for it, you type in WLT49 in the coupon code box. It'll take 50% off. You can get in there. The entire backlog of reports is in there, and then you'll get everything new going forward. So if you want to do that, go for it. If you don't get it. I was not here to give you a hard sale for anything. Just I hope you always enjoy the chats. I have so much fun just being here, having a front row seat, getting to chat with Bo. But for the people that do want the more detail, that's where you go, gold2020forecast.com and WLT49. There is a expiration on that discount. So if you want it, grab it now before it will expire in just a little bit.
Yeah, the thing about cryptocurrencies right now is when they begin to move here, like there's targets. So my last report I did, I think it was a few days ago, it basically had all the cryptocurrencies that we covered, because most
that was
of
a
this,
good one. I love that one.
Yeah, what I did intentionally, because I wanted people to know there's probably 10,000. I don't know. Last I checked, there's 10,000 coins out there. So this is why the cryptocurrency space is dangerous, because 9,900 probably going to go to zero. Okay, but there are 100 coins, and I know we don't cover 100, but there's easily, we cover I think 8 or 10 of them that are phenomenal coins, and they're going to do extremely well, right? So just because Bitcoin's 100,000, you don't need to go, you don't need to go buy a Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction if you want, but these alternate coins, these smaller coins, lower price coins, like look at XRP, it was 50 cents, now it's $1.50. And I'm telling you, $1.50 is not the target right now. It's going to get to $2.80, $2.90, $3 here very, very soon, and then it's going to get exciting. My point is, so a lot of these coins that are lower priced coins, they're just getting started. And so there are price targets. So in the report I did, these coins that we cover, including XRP, I covered price targets for them into the future. I'm going to give the time points up, but there are time points for the future with price targets, and they're pretty fun targets. I know you've seen them, Noah. Mm-hmm. So there are some price targets that are coming that are very exciting. And so, and again, the Lord has revealed to me how to calculate the next, I haven't revealed to anybody, but there is a time point for Bitcoin, the next major top. And so it can be calculated. It's pretty crazy. So exciting times. And so fear not, be on the correct side of things. It's all I'm going to say is, owning precious metals, you're on the correct side of things. Owning good cryptocurrencies, you're on the correct side of things. You're on the correct side of what God's about to do.
Well, like I said, we have to be respectful to the people that get that report, so we can't give everything away for free. But Bo, is it safe to say that we might see some fireworks here before the end of 2024?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Again, it's warming up, and I'm still looking forward to, again, and I know you like XRP, so I'm looking for it to break $3. It's going to be a fun day.
All right. Well, that's music to my ears. I love it. Well, let me put this on the screen too. I have had, Bo, you've been doing this Easy Crypto School. You created that a couple years ago, and we always talk about it, and because it helps so many people, I throw it out there every time we talk, and I've always gotten a lot of good feedback by that. I've seen a lot of people use it, but I would say in the last 2 weeks, I have seen more activity on that than any other time before. People finally wanting to get into crypto, and like you said, you're not too late. Bitcoin's high, but other ones are just getting started. So if you've been hearing me talk to Bo for a long time, or if you're just now saying, all right, I got to find out about this, really important that the most important thing of all is that you do it safely and you don't make mistakes or get caught in scams or there's a lot of scams out there, bad websites, people trying to steal your money, or just making a mistake, not doing something the right way. It can be confusing. It's different. It's, you're not just opening up your Charles Schwab account and buying a stock. This works a little bit differently. So if you want to learn how to do all that, or if it's intimidating to you, I've gotten a lot of emails from people these past 2 weeks just saying, I really want to get involved, but it's overwhelming to me and I'm a little scared I'm going to do something wrong. You just go to easycryptoschool.com. That's Bo created that a couple years ago, and it's going to take you from not knowing anything all the way to everything you need to do in crypto, where to buy it, how to buy it safely, where to store it, And same thing there. You type in WLT49, Bo's going to give you 50% off on that. But Bo, that's a great service you put together. I'm so glad you made that a couple years ago. It's helped a lot of people.
To expand upon that, just kind of what it is when you log in, you got a membership. You can go to, I think we made 7 videos, and then there's 7 write-ups for each video, but they're just short videos. You can just literally watch, this is first step, second. So we made videos from every part. You can just watch short little video clips, and it takes you through step to step and how to do it all. Because again, this isn't complicated. It's just perfection in how you need to do it. Because if you do one step wrong or you do something incorrectly, it could be very costly. So you just want to follow the steps very closely. But again, we've made it as simple as you can. Literally, you can read stuff on a PDF download, or you can watch a video. But both of which made it so simple that really anybody can go through each step, and there's like a little roadmap on how you want to do it. So I just wanted to let people know that whether you want to get involved in cryptocurrencies or not, you're going to be involved in cryptocurrencies in the future. Just the way it is. Because in fact, when the Federal Reserve System goes down, they'll still be there. They'll be unimportant, and everyone's going to be transacting in the new money system. It'll be it'll be the treasury system that Trump brings in, and then people will be using cryptocurrencies to transact at distance. So people will be using this, and so you're either going to go through a learning curve now or in the future, but you're going to go through a learning curve, and people will be using this all over the world.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, if you want to get that, easycryptoschool.com. It's great. I know it's helped a lot of people. That's why I like talking about it. Bo, what a time to be alive. I mean, I was blown away last time after you came on the show. I was just watching things go crazy just when you said they were, and then now every day we're going up by more. We're at 99,200 right now. I don't know if we're going to break 100,000 live on the stream, but it looks like it's going to do it any minute now. So. Boy, what a fun time to be alive. Let me stop sharing.
And again, 100,000 is a resistance point because it's such a big number, right? So there's a lot of battle going on there right now. If it takes it out this month or doesn't, it's going to take it out here really soon. The moment it takes out to 100,000, then it's like on the next level of things. Right now, we're looking at 150, 200,000, right? So 100,000 is like this big psychological number. When it takes that out, then it's game on to bigger numbers, right? So this is that. So there's going to be a little battle going on here for a little bit of period of time. But then once it takes us out, it's game on to the next level, and the next level is sizably higher than 100,000. So we could 200,000 Bitcoins coming. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but it is.
I love it. Well, and really, if you look at it, a lot of the big, like they say, sovereign wealth funds or like teachers unions and all that type of money, institutional money. A lot of that hasn't even come in yet. I mean, this is just the beginning, and that stuff's coming.
But why? Why? Because of the amount of money they made. You see, this was their own demise. The amount of money they created, it's finding its way into it. You get what I'm saying? If they didn't make trillions of dollars, there wouldn't be trillions of dollars to go into Bitcoin to put it to 100,000. You see, they caused their own stupidity by creating money out of thin air because energy isn't destroyed, it's only transferred.
Right.
And that's what you're seeing happen right now, the transfer of energy from the Federal Reserve System into the cryptocurrency space and soon enough into gold and silver. They caused this upon themselves. They've planted their own seeds. And you read in James 5, woe to now ye rich men, weep and howl for the miseries that shall come upon you. Your gold, your paper contracts, and your silver is cankered, and shall be the witness against you. Ye have heaped treasures for the last days. This is it. James 5 was written for this time point in humanity. The calculation I've shown you ends in 2024 December. January is a new beginning. So this is James 5. Woe to now ye rich men, who are written in Revelation 2 verse 9, who founded they are in Revelation 2 verse 9. They say they are, but they're not. They're from the synagogue of who, the bad guy, right? And so these people found the Federal Reserve. They're finished. It's over for them. It's over for them. They're finished, okay? Because God's about to step in, and all of their plans are about to crumble, and we're going to step into a new financial system, new paradigm, new everything in the world, because Babylonian system's about to come down, and a kingdom economy is about to be birthed. The kingdom economy is the golden age. With the golden age comes signs. This is the best part. Signs, miracles by the hand of God, and wonders by the hand of God. That's the incredible part that's about to come upon this world. And it's going to shift the world to degrees we can't even comprehend, because no one's ever been there before. No one. This is the greatest move of God's Spirit ever in the history of the world. One day when we see the saints are in heaven, they're going to say to us, I love this comment, they're going to say to us, what was it like? What was it like to watch the greatest move of God's Spirit in the history of the world? And you know what we're going to answer? It was joy unspeakable, because that's what's coming. Because we won't even know what to say, how awesome what's coming our way. Blessings are coming in such abundance financially that you won't even care about finances, because all you're going to want to do is worship God. On the other side of it, many people are going to fall away, because they're so idly attached to money that when this event comes down, okay, they're going to either find God, which is billions will find Jesus. And the other side of it, many will fall away and continue to want to hold on to Babylon and want evil, and that this is the great separation that we're stepping into. So it is the greatest time point in human history that we're about to witness here. And the stage is set. The stage is set. Trump has been elected at exactly 40 days. And now we're stepping into an inauguration. And so this is going to be wild between today and to that inauguration. So fasten your seatbelts, because evil's about to come a screaming, come a fighting.
Well, there we go, everybody. The stage is set.
And as much as they want to come a fighting, whatever their plans are, none of it matters, because all they're doing, I got to finish on this, all they're doing is walking into the greatest trap in history.
Excellent. All right. Well, we've got big things coming, some dangerous times coming, but some really exciting times, some big prices for gold, silver, crypto. You even got Bo to talk about XRP and say some nice things about it. So there you go, XRP Army. You got your shout out, and great things coming. So thanks everybody for joining us. We've been live. These are really fun having Bo live and taking questions. So we'll do it again, but there's your sneak peek on what's coming up. We'll catch you on the next one. Bo, thank you so much for being here.
God bless you, Noah. Thank you.